Hello, and thank you for joining me today for Real Estate, Religion, and Youth. My name is Dr. Sylvia Black, and today I want to talk to you. Okay, now I want to talk about you are the apple of God's eye. Okay, now you may feel like you're not worthy of God's love or anyone's love for that matter. When people may ridicule you and make fun of you, laugh at you and belittle you every chance they get, they can leave you feeling unworthy and unappreciated, like so many of us. But God says you are the apple of His eye. No one else may not appreciate you for your good works, but God cherishes you above all others. Those folks that ridiculed you are also being or have been ridiculed by someone else. Okay, their anger is not necessarily directed at you personally, but they are doing what was done to them. You just happen to be the one that they are directing their attention to at the time. You don't know any better. They don't know any better, I should say. They are really directing their anger at the person who laughed at them, who ridiculed them, who abused and damaged them with their words and actions. But they are looking at you and they think that you're a weaker vessel, like the other person has used them and thinking that they're a weaker vessel. So they're weak to them, so now they got to take it out on somebody. They can't go back and get them back, so now they can take it out on you. So, but don't take it personally, honey. It's the devil's job to go to and fro to see who he can devour. Don't let the devil devour you. Now, God says you are most beloved and precious above others. God has esteemed and treasured you above all others because He loves you. He loves you because He is a God of love. And you are valued, a prized possession in God's eye. God holds you dear to His heart, and God appreciates you. Others may not appreciate you, or you may not feel like your actions or your efforts are appreciated or even acknowledged, for that matter. Believe me, baby, they don't owe you nothing, okay? They're probably not even supposed to appreciate you or supposed to acknowledge you, okay? But God sees and knows all. God doesn't miss or overlook anything, and you don't, anything that you do for Him. Or say, your prayers, your worship, anytime you glorify Him, okay? Keeping God's commandments, keeping His laws and decrees, etc. Quite the contrary, God rewards those who diligently seek Him and obey His commandments. He says it in His Word. He loves us all, but God blesses those who are obedient to His Word. His words more than those who are not or who do not. There were times when I didn't feel appreciated. I learned not to look. As a result of that, I learned not to look for my appreciation from people. I learned not to seek my reward from individuals, and not to expect people to compliment me or even show their love towards me. It didn't matter. I don't care whether you like me or not. That was the conclusion that I came up with. That's not a good way to be, though, because everybody needs love. Everybody wants love. Everybody wants to be appreciated, and it's good to have somebody in your life who can appreciate you or to, show you some kind of love. But I learned to look to God for my just reward in everything that I do. I wanted nothing more than to be obedient to God's word and to be in His good graces all my life. I just don't, and I still don't. I never entertained the fact, whatever, that I could. I don't want to go to hell. That's my motivation. Some people say, I know there was on Family Feud. I like watching Family Feud, and he asked the guy. He says, one of the questions they asked. He said, "What's your motivation for not killing your wife?" He said, "The gas chamber." My motivation for not sinning is hell. I know the devil is a liar. And when I was raised up in a place that simulated hell. So I already know what hell is like because I was there. Okay, and I knew that this was not a place that I want to be for the rest of my life. Okay, for all eternity, I mean, ever, ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, and ever, you know. Okay, so, when I do good on the service of the job, I'm not looking for man to reward me or compliment me. It'd be nice. I listen for it. I'll be hoping that they do. But I try to strengthen my inner man so that I don't look, to them to get what it is that I need, to fulfill me or to make me strong, so that I can deal with the nonsense and the trifling folks that I have to deal with. So I look for God's blessings. I glorify Him in everything that I do, and so I look for Him to bless me. Where I am is not where I'm going, so to speak. You know what I mean? No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I'm more than a conqueror. Greater is He that lives within me than he that lives within the world. Man cannot offer me any guarantees, but God can. He can and He will. Okay? Exodus 21-17, King James Version, reads thusly. And I'm going to conclude with this. And God spake all these words, and saying, I am the Lord your God, which have brought you out of the land of Egypt. Okay? I am the Lord your God, which have brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness or anything in the heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Okay? Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children of the third and the fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. And I'm saying this to you because in Proverbs 7:2 it says, keep my commandments and live, and my laws as the apple of thine eye. Okay? Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant or maidservant, nor cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in the 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor thy father and thy mother, that thy days might be long upon the face of the earth which thy Lord giveth thee. Give the parents the respect that God has commanded you to give them. Okay? Sometimes it may appear as if your parents may not deserve respect because they don't respect you. We are not to give them respect that they deserve. We are to give them the respect that God commands us to give them. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor thy manservant or maidservant, nor his ox, nor his, nor anything of thy neighbor's. You shall not even desire what is in the neighbor's house, nor his wife or anything that belongs to the neighbor. Okay, God is commanding you not to long for or yearn for anything or even wish for what your neighbor has or anything that belongs to him, which a lot of people don't. They completely ignore that. And like I said, just to reiterate, Proverbs 7:2 says, keep my commandments and live, and my law is the apple of thy eye. That's how one way that we deemed and esteemed as the apple of God's eye. So I want to thank you for joining me today for those two topics there. And we're going to be talking about some more interesting topics, okay, as encouragement. And I hope that you were encouraged in the word of the Lord. And my name is Dr. Sylvia Black, and I'm asking you to holler at us next time. Peace out, y'all.